Hey, it's Mark here, and in this video, I'm gonna share with you, and I get this question asked all the time, what kind of budget should I be using for my paid ads, no matter what platform that you're using? And it really comes down to your goal. In this video, I'm gonna share with you different case studies that we've worked with and the kind of mistakes that they were making before we started working with them, and ultimately the result and the outcome once we did start working with them. Regardless if you're a complete beginner or through to intermediate and advanced, you're gonna get value out of this video. So the first person I want to talk to you about is Laura. Laura is a winner. She's a top real estate agent here in Sydney. And I first met Laura because me and my wife moved into this new suburb when we were first expecting our first child. And I started seeing her ad all over Facebook and Instagram. We started seeing signs all over the area, the local area, that she's a new agent coming to this area. And my social media was saturated with her ads. I can appreciate some good ads, and I reached out to her on WhatsApp and I just asked her, hey, I love what you're doing with your ads. How are they going for you? And that started a conversation. We started working together. We got some really good results and we're now friends. The problem that Laura was facing is that she was just throwing money on social media on paid ads. She was doing what most people do when it comes to paid ads. They think it's paid ads, but it's boosting. And boosting is not really classified as paid. Technically it is paid ads, but it's only scratching the surface, and it's a pretty good way to waste your money. But the thing is, Laura understood the value of brand. She understood that she just wanted to get in front of her target market again and again and again and again. And so we met up, we created a campaign, and here's what she has to say.
Hey, I'm Laura Ranieri. I'm a real estate agent. I run a boutique agency in Sydney's southwest called Melrose Estate Agents. Even before launching our new brand, we've always known the importance of social media. We were spending big money getting great brand exposure, but our problem was we were literally bleeding tens of thousands of dollars and not really producing anything quality from the marketing that we were doing. When I met Mark and the Breakthrough Media team, it completely transformed our business, the way we did business and the way we produced our leads. His systems are so targeted to what they do and who they engage with. They were producing quality leads that converted into listing appointments that did convert into sales. At one stage, we ran a campaign that produced 7 quality listing appointments in 1 week, which was absolutely outstanding. If you're thinking of changing your business and the way you spend on social media, you need to work with Mark and the Breakthrough Media team.
Laura's awesome. And that's a rare thing, especially in the consulting area when it comes to any kind of paid ads. If you're hiring an agency, they might get you a lot of leads and a lot of traction, but not really turn into anything from there, like actual sales. So that's why she mentioned that. The next person I want to talk about is Nick. Nick is awesome. He's great at what he does. He's a fitness coach. And when I first met Nick, he was actually an online coach and he was building his online business. He already had a great following. He had a solid base. He had a great following. He had a good reputation and he was launching his own funnel. I reached out again to see how he was going and we ended up meeting up and we had a chat, and I can see the stats, and the problem was to do with the pricing and the sequencing of his offers. So he had a great funnel in place, and the thing is with this funnel, it had multiple steps in it, but it wasn't in the correct sequence to be able to optimize the best result possible. And as soon as we did that, we got great results. Here's what he has to say.
My name is Nick Cheadle and I'm a personal trainer and gym owner in Sydney. I worked with Mark on a scalable fitness product that was essentially created to reach lots and lots of people. Working with Mark allowed me to not only increase the amount of traffic that was sent to my funnel, but also help with optimizing the conversions, as well as increasing the amount of one-time offers and sales that I made in total. One of the things that really helped out was Mark's ability to not only hone in on the right language or the best possible language to be using to attract my niche, but also helping with everything from the copy of the landing page itself right through to the email automation sequence that we were sending each and every customer that made their way through the funnel, as well as things like how to film and set up my landing page, how to film the videos on my landing page in order to increase conversions. If you're thinking about working with Mark, I would say stop hesitating and just jump on board. I achieved more with Mark in the space of a few short months than I had achieved on my own in the last couple of years before that. I couldn't be more thankful to Mark and the skills that he taught me, in addition to helping me build out an online training program and Facebook group of over 500 people.
See, a lot of people think that you just throw up an ad and you get the result that you get, and it's like some magic pill. Or there might be some new shiny tactic or technique that you can use. The fact is that there is a lot that goes into a whole campaign. There is a lot that goes into that, and it is simple. It's not easy, it's simple once you know what actually needs to be there to be able to get the result that you want to get. For example, in the book Over Deliver by Brian Kurtz, I'm a really big fan of this book. He talks about there's a difference between a front end and a back end. And in any business, there's a difference between a front end and a back end. He mentions that he had a mentor and he said that amateurs focus on making a profit on the front end, professionals focus on making a profit on the back end. And so it's not really a question about what kind of budget do I need to pay for these ads. It's really about what are the offers and the sequence of offers that I have in my business that's going to allow me to pay for these ads and still make 5 to 10 times my money back. So that's the kind of thinking that you want to have rather than what's my budget going to be. You still want to ask that, of course, but you want the thinking behind that. There needs to be a strategy in place to be able to maximize your ability to advertise to be able to get the profit. Now, the next and final person I want to talk to you about is Brad. I knew Brad for years and I worked with Brad on different projects, and I know that he is good at what he does. He never did paid ads before. And so I knew the kind of product, this is classic high ticket coaching stuff for a coach, consultant, service-based business. It's really simple. Like I said, with Nick, you need to have those certain offers and sequences in place at specific price points to be able to successfully run a paid ads campaign, and then you can scale your business. So with Brad, I told him he had to have a certain system in place and steps on what to do next once you do get the leads. And so yeah, he thought, I just want the leads, Let's just say he got overwhelmed with the amount of leads because he was in such a big market. And by the way, we were advertising an anxiety, get rid of anxiety program. So we launched the campaign and he got overwhelmed with the amount of leads. And I told him exactly what the numbers were gonna be, how many leads he'd get, how many calls he would have booked in, and how he would manage that from there. The thing is, he didn't follow the sales process that I outlined for him. And so he got overwhelmed. And the second that we implemented the sales process that I told him, his results went to the next level. And that's the lesson here. It's to have that sales process on what the hell to do with the leads once they do come in. So here's what he had to say.
Hi, Brad Greentree here, and I'm going to talk about the experience I had with Mark Alani. I always had a product that I needed to sort of work out how it would work in the market, what kind of interest it would be. I wanted to get a lot of feedback fast about how to understand what was happening in this particular niche that I was working in. And I was talking to Mark about how to sort of go through it. And I've been playing around with this marketing and trying to get some traction on it for quite a while, in and out. And I spoke to him and I said, I just need to have a strategy that I know is going to work. And he came to me with a particular outline of a strategy, which is something that I hadn't done before and something that I could see available. And he went through the process and he said I needed to have a team. I needed to have an appointment setter to be able to make these phone calls. And I thought, yeah, well, I'll just do it myself. It'd be fine. It'll not be a problem. I can't have that many leads coming in. Within about sort of 2 or 3 days of the campaign running, I had to turn it off. Now, the reason I had to turn it off is I was getting so many leads and people booking in the calendar that I automatically had no preparation or idea of how to deal with the sudden influx of people who wanted to talk to me about my product or service. So I subsequently had to put it on pause, and then I had to go through and finish off and do all the things that he told me that I needed to do, which I decided not to do until I do it myself. And needless to say, that cost me about a week or so getting prepared. And once I set that up, we went through a process and I had a system and a strategy where I would have 10 to 15 calls booked every day for clients who were qualified to go through that process to me to be able to have conversations with these people about the product that I was looking at working towards and selling. As a result of that, over a period of 2 months, we had close to 1,000 leads come through. The average lead on that was sort of around about the $2 to $3 on that particular niche in that particular area. And obviously the engagement that I had with actually live clients turned out to be each conversation was around about $30 or $40 cost to be able to get and have a conversation with somebody. Anybody in business knows that if you can actually have a conversation with someone, you're going to get great learning about whether or not they're the right client or not, but also going to learn a lot about your particular niche and what is their problems and obstacles to be able to go through and do that. So I really want to thank Mark for what he did and able to beat me over the head a little bit to surrender the process of just following his instructions and doing it. And what was really interesting is he said, this is the prediction, this is the math. And he told me what the actual math outline would be. How many leads would get, how many calls would get booked, how many people would turn up, how many I'd be able to close. And he was so spot on with the strategy, and that was taking it from a completely different niche into the niche that I was doing. So again, if you're hesitating, if you're wanting to look for someone who's going to specialize in being able to make your leads and quality leads and be able to adjust it based on how he sees fit to be able to generate those quality leads, please don't hesitate. Just go ahead and book a call with Mark and find out what strategy he's got up his sleeve that will help you. And hopefully you'll be so pleasantly surprised that you'll be overwhelmed with the number of leads and opportunities that are coming to you.
So I guess what's the opportunity here? The opportunity is to create a machine for your business that whenever you put $1 in, you get $3, $4, $5 back at least every single time on demand, predictively. And that's the goal with paid ads. It's not to get brand exposure, while that can be a goal, but the main goal here is to create that machine. And I'm here to tell you that it's possible for your business, but you have to understand the thinking behind this campaign that we're building. Not easy, but it is simple once you know the steps and exactly what you need to do based on someone that's actually done it before and knows all campaigns are the same. The fundamentals are the same with any kind of coaching, consulting, or service-based business. They are the same. As long as you have those offers in place in the correct sequence, in the correct pricing, correct campaign setup, the correct follow-up campaigns. There are benchmarks across our industries that tell us, okay, this is what it's gonna cost. These are the percentages of how many people are gonna roll over. And then it's just a matter of being consistent from there. So I hope that helps. I hope that gives you an understanding and a different perspective from someone else's point of view and ultimately their outcome in their particular situation. So if you have any questions on that, feel free to let us know. Let me know. We're more than happy to help. I'm more than happy to help, and I'll see you soon.